I thought it was time to update you on what I've been doing indoors. I'll fill you in on some of my new pepper projects. I have about 9 F1s going on right now. Some of them are still on the plants. I did about 7 crosses of my own so far, and the bees did a couple for me too. This is one of the crosses that I did. It's a cross between the Midnight Eclipse, which is a very dark pepper, and a sweet pepper. I hope to improve the taste and still keep it pretty dark. I saved seeds from my mutant pepper, and when I planted them, a few of them came out with normal leaves. Assuming that the mutant trait is a recessive gene, that makes this plant a cross between a mutant and an unknown pepper. I bought some seeds that were a hybrid crossed with a hybrid. So this plant has genetic influence from 4 different other plants. One parent was a Blue Christmas crossed with a Hot Palette. The other parent was a Uchu crossed with a Candlelight Mutant. It has dark cotyledon leaves and a dark stem, which came from the Blue Christmas. It's variegated, which came from the Uchu or the Hot Palette, and it's a mutant. I plan to cross this pepper with some of my own peppers. This one is showing 3 phenotypes, which is about a 1 in 64 chance in an F2. Since I only planted 20 seeds, I feel pretty fortunate to have this one. Here's some siblings of that plant. As you can see, these are all plain mutants. I'll probably be culling all of these. I just kept them going to see if any of them would be variegated. And here are 2 more that came from that same group of seeds. These are dark like a Blue Christmas, and they're both variegated. I'm going to hang on to these to see what the peppers look like. These are F3 Otas crossed with an upright version of my Midnight Eclipse. The F2 version was very productive and had good flavor and plenty of heat. This one seems to gain quite a bit of heat the longer it's on the plant. I have one growing in a much smaller pot just to see how that affects the peppers for my own future reference. I've ended up with some pretty cool peppers that came from an accidental cross of a purple flash pepper. I still have some of the F2 seeds, so I planted some of those just to see what we would get. And like the first time I planted them, I got a lot of variety. I even have a couple of Midnight Eclipse started just so I can do some crosses later if I want to. And this one's another F1 that is crossed between a sweet pepper and a Midnight Eclipse. This is an interesting little pepper. It's a Matapino mutant. The cotyledon leaves are completely green, and all of the other leaves coming out are completely white. I can't wait to see what this one looks like later on. I have quite a few other various seedlings coming up, and most of these will end up being culled later on. Here's another cross that I did. This is a cross between a Midwest Midnight Orange version and another pepper. I'll be interested to see how this one does later on. Right now, it's just a plain looking green pepper. I'm pleased to announce that now you can buy seeds from some of the peppers that you've seen me grow over the last several years. This one is called Midwest Midnight Eclipse. You can find it and some of my other peppers at mattspeppers.com. Not only does he have seeds from some of my peppers, but he has a couple of 100 other peppers also. This one is called Midwest Midnight Orange. It has very dark foliage and the peppers turn orange when ripe. This one is Midwest Otapino. It's a purple pepper that is shaped somewhat like a jalapeno. It has very mild heat, around that 3,000 level on the Scoville scale, and changes from purple to orange to red when ripe. I also still have some carnivorous plants growing. I let this Drosera spatulata dry out until I thought it was dead. I started watering it again, and it came back to life and is now producing flowers. This Drosera capillaris also dried out until I thought it was dead, and it actually was dead. But it did have a lot of flower heads, and I sprinkled those seeds over the pot, and now I have dozens and dozens of baby sundews. I also have a few Drosera capensis growing in here with this baby flytrap. That little flytrap is a B52, and right next to it is my original flytrap that I've had for quite a while now. To go with my other sundews, my son recently gave me this Drosera prolifera. There are actually 2 of them, and they're doing very well right now. That's about all we have going on indoors right now. Next week I'll probably update on the outdoor fall garden. If you're just now finding this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.